Hello guys, welcome to the recap of quarterfinals of day one of Meltwater Champions Chess Tour FTX Crypto Cup. And क्या दिन था sir, क्या दिन था. It was such an amazing day for all the chess fans. We have some lovely games to go through. Uh, and without wasting any time, let's just just directly go into the games. So the first one I would like to show is played by Temur Rajava versus Anish Giri. And it was also important because this was the final game of today. And Rajavu managed to win this game and thus taking 1-0 lead in the two-set match. So let us see what happened in the game. Knight f3, knight f c5, c4, knight f6, knight c3, knight c6, e3, e6. Yeah, I mean, this is very similar to the other line we were looking at. To the other position where Rajavu played against Sudler was, it was something like this, d5 here, knight d5, e3, and knight c3, dc3. So clearly Rajabu has some experience in this, and yeah, he's ready to come again and again into this position. So e3 again, a very normal looking move. E6, quite solid for black. D4, d5. So basically all symmetrical, sub theek hai abhi, for both the sides. And now Raja took CD and Anish took ED, which is fine completely. Also, knight d5 is a move here, which is also completely fine. Here, actually, let's say the move here is something like bishop d3, and here white gets an isolated pawn. Whereas in the game, after ed5, this pawn gets isolated for black. So it varies on your taste कि आपको किस टाइप की positions पसंद है. Personally, for me, I would actually prefer this to play rather than कि मेरे को खुद को isolated pawn मिले. So CD, ED, bishop b5, very direct, winning and winning. CD4, knight d4. So all has been played many times, guys. There is nothing new here. Bishop d7, short castle, bishop d6, knight f3, bishop g4 again, defending this knight, which is quite dangerous. Bishop e2 because what else? Yeah, how else to get rid of this pen? So we have to interpose with the bishop, castles, and now b3. And here Anish went for a6, which is completely fine, guys. I mean, I'm not suggesting that this move is bad or something, but to be honest, there was a better move which was played by Braunstein way back in 1960s or something. So the move was actually bishop f3. Bishop f3. I mean, we voluntarily give up the bishop, but see now what we get here. Bishop b2 is forced, and now queen a5. And now again, you will see it is not at all easy to defend this knight. There are a couple of moves here. One of them is to just play knight a4, but this just gives us easy play after bishop b2, knight b2, rook d8, and d4 is coming next, and basically this is just completely okay for black. There is another move here which is a nice tactics, which is after a3. The point is, if you take, black is going to play, sorry, white is going to play b4, and if you take this also, this is somewhat okay for white. I mean, he can either take this and then take this and say that, okay, you are a weak king, or white can simply play here and, take the exchange and still be slightly better. But here, after bishop c3, so b4 is possible. Yeah. So instead, we're just going to play d4, ed4 and knight d4. This position is completely fine for black. Next move, ये bishop भी मार देंगे, so white will not have two bishops advantage also, and all our pieces are quite active. So overall, I think I would prefer this, which was actually played way back. So let's come back to the game. Anish played a6, which is also fine, guys. Bishop b2, rook e8, rook c1, all completely fine. Here Anish, went for a wrong plan. I mean, bishop f3 is fine, but the continuation, like he thought of bishop f3 because of a particular move after bishop f3, but that move is actually not that great. So bishop f3. Abhi he played d4, which is not exactly the right approach here. I mean, he could have started with bishop e5 and then go for d4, something similar जो हमने पहले देखा था. But he went for d4. I can understand what he missed, guys. It's not easy. So ed4, knight d4. The point is, abhi you cannot take this because there is this check you have to take, and then I pick up the queen. So guys, you of course cannot take the piece, which is of course quite simple. But you cannot take the pawn. Anish went for rook a7, again quite logical. And what Anish would have thought actually कि bishop मर रहा है, you know, attack. कहीं तो हटाना पड़ेगा bishop. So what are the good squares? Probably bishop f3 is the only good square. अभी problem है कि we'll just play rook d7. Once again queen d4 नहीं मर पाया because there is bishop h2. And then we'll pick up the queen. And overall it is not easy to find a move here because this queen is very awkwardly placed here. क्योंकि queen कहीं हिल नहीं सकता. First of all knight f3 मर जाएगा. Second of all bishop f4 is a big threat. ये rook कोई square नहीं है. So overall it would be very difficult for white to play this position. But there is a nice tactics which of course Anish missed and which of course Taimur Rajappo managed to find very quickly, which is knight e4. Now the point is, अगर अभी आप ये मारोगे, I can simply take here. You have to take the queen. I'll simply take here, and I'm just a pawn now. Or in the game, knight e4 हुआ, knight e4 happened, and now Raja took queen d4, which is completely fine. But rook c8 was winning on the spot, I believe, and there are not many good moves for for black here. For example, the point is कि चलो queen हटाना होगा. Let's say I go queen d7, takes. Now I simply play here. I not only threatened this and this, but I'm also threatening this checkmate. So it would be impossible to defend against all these threats. So rook c8 would have finished on the spot, but Raja went for queen d4, which is also fine. But gave a chance for Anish to come back in the game. Queen d4, bishop h2, king h2 is forced, takes. So you get a position where material is completely equal, but you will see now the dominance of this bishop over this knight. जब pawns both sides होते हैं, like here we have pawns on both the sides, like here 2 pawns, here 2 pawns, and rather than only on the one side. When there are pawns on both the wings, bishop is usually superior than knight. और यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं कि ये we have sort of outside passer, तो कोई भी end game आएगी. Let's say king pawn end game, bishop knight end game. It would be very difficult to sustain this, for black. Raja went rook e1, f5 now, 3, rook d8, rook c4, knight g5, rook e5, rook d7. और पॉइंट यहाँ पे है कि अगर आप अभी ये मारेंगे तो ब्लैक ये नहीं मारेगा क्योंकि okay, you will be pawn up now. First he'll take here and then he'll take this. Now it is completely equal. So Raja, of course, he saw this. He went for bishop e6, rook f8, bishop e3, h6, rook c5, again forcing black to do something about this pawn. For bishop c1, rook a6, rook f5, and now it's not at all easy to defend this pawn. Rook f6 takes, rook c4, again forcing black to go back because otherwise how else can you defend this? And now simply rook c6, threatening to take this pawn and cannot really run away with the knight because this is completely lost. King f7, rook a6, rook f5, rook a7, king e8, bishop e3, king d8, bishop b4, rook h5, king g1, rook d5. I mean, now though there are connected paths as well. Also, if you see, rook and bishop usually works better together than rook and knight. So bishop c3, g6, a4, king c8, rook e7. Yeah, now just push the pawn. Rook d3, bishop e5, knight e7, take another pawn, g5. Now we are clearly one pawn up on the side, which is almost about to queen, and both these pawns are also going to fall pretty quickly. King d8, rook h7. Here, I mean, rook h6 was also possible because it's not easy to actually attack this. I mean, you can attack with knight c5, but okay, we can just play this and take this pawn, and we'll be 2 pawns up here. But okay, Raja went for the mate because bishop d6. The idea is check, and we are also attacking the rook. Rook a1, king h2, E8, what else? Check, king d8, rook e6. Now again, you cannot take this because you have this check and you pick up the rook. So black has to do something. Black went for g4, which is also, I mean, black is completely lost. So abhi itna, it doesn't make too much sense to go too deep into the variations. g4, rook a4, rook h6, king e8. Kyunki again, this was threatened. Rook e6, king here, g5. Yeah, basically, any move is just lost here. g6, abhi, now both these pawns are queening. King here, rook f6, rook h4, check here, b3, knight e7, a7, rook a5, g7. So a crushing game actually, to be honest, by Ratchabov. And I believe there was just one mistake in this game. In the beginning, this d4, I think Anish went for too soon. Anish went for it too soon. अगर वो नहीं खेलते ऐसे तो probably the result would have been different. और शायद आज का मैच टाई हो जाता and there would be everything to play for tomorrow. Uh, so yeah, nice game by Ratchabov. Let's go to the next game, which is between Jan Nepomuceno versus Fabiano. And this again a very nice game till certain point. I'll show you quickly. E4, E5, knight f3, knight f6. Petrov defense, favorite of Fabiano. Knight e5, d6. Yeah, this all been played many times by both the players actually. Not against each other, but against different people. But it has been played quite a few times. Castle, c4, c6. Knight c3. Yeah, this all has been played millions of times, so I don't want to really comment about it uh, too much. But just to illustrate that there are like many tricks and here, so you just have to be careful playing, especially with black. H3, bishop h5 is forced. I mean, you can take here, but doesn't really make sense to give up this bishop, for this knight. G4, bishop G6, abhi knight E5. So here the game starts actually, the real game. The normal move here is actually knight d7, and usually white players goes here. You take, and now queen f3, and white has some pressure. Black sort of try to neutralize this pressure with queen f6, queen exchange karke. But again, you will see white has two bishop versus bishop and knight, which gives him little bit of edge. But yeah, objectively it should be just equal. But this is the normal way how people used to play before. And but Fabiano went for bishop e5, which is a completely new move. At least it has not been played in a human game, live game, I should say. It has been played few times in correspondence chess. Let's see what is his idea. Bishop e5, d5, and now simply queen a5. Now the problem for black is everything is attacked, so how to defend it? And Nepo did a very nice thing. He went for queen d4, which looks very natural. क्योंकि ये दोनों इससे प्रोटेक्ट हो गया, but actually it is not such a nice. The move which he should have gone for is bishop e3. Abhi it's not at all easy for black to choose. Let's say if you go here, simply rook e1. Abhi again you have a problem with your queen वापस हटाना होगा. Now I go f4. क्या idea मेरा? Just f5 and trap this bishop. So bishop has to come out. I'll go here again, attacking this piece. Now bishop has to go here. Now I'll just come back, and white has a huge initiative here. For example, let's say if you go knight d7, I can just play c4. Bishop again, no, there are no squares for the bishop, already trapped. Like bishop e6, so just I'll play f5, and this bishop is gone. So this position would have given decent chances for white. But of course, I'm sure Nepo, he got surprised by this. Although for him it was not so easy to figure out what to do. I mean, ऐसे ही बोर्ड पे दो पॉन देना स्पेशली इन रैपिड चेस इज नॉट इजी. पर अगर प्रॉब्ली अगर क्लासिकल गेम होता तो ही वुड हैव एटलीस्ट हैड सम टाइम टू फिगर आउट थिंग्स. So queen d4 happened, which I believe again was not part of the preparation of Fabiano, and here he went astray already. So here he should have played rook d8. Knight e6 खेले यहाँ पे, but rook d8 is actually more to the point. You will see why the next, like what happened in the game. Actually, what happened in the game was queen d4, knight a6. अभी ना Nepo got a chance to play bishop g5, और अब he's controlling this square, तो there is no way, to play rook f8. So that's why we start with rook d8. Let's say queen moves, and now simply knight d7, attacking this pawn, and attacking this pawn, of course. So let's say if you go e6, I'll just take and king h8, and again black has a very decent position. His pawn is attacked, knight is jumping everywhere, knight c5, e5, d3, and yeah, it's anybody's game, and not at all easy actually, for both the sides to play, with limited time this position. So rook d8 was actually more to the point. After queen d4, knight a6, bishop g5. Now already white is quite a bit better here because he controls this fight and he has two bishops, and it's not easy for black to activate his pieces. So with b5 खेला black ने, bishop e2 ठीक है, normal है. Probably we want to reload like this. Rook e8, bishop f3. Again a normal move. Rook c8, rook e1, knight c7. Idea भी है कि knight e6 करके he'll try to focus with either on the queen or on the bishop. So maybe Nepo did a smart thing. ये उन्होंने queen exchange कर लिया because he knows, like in the previous game, जब pawns both the sides होते हैं, both the wings होते हैं, तो normally bishops are stronger than knights. Knight e6, bishop e3, c5, takes, knight c5, rook c1, knight d3. This all fine. Actually, this all been fine for both the sides. White is a bit better, but black is also fine here. Bishop g2, knight e5. Point is f4. Knight c4 is forced because अगर आप इसको अटैक नहीं करोगे तो white just he'll get this piece. So bishop a7, खेला f6, rook d1, and yeah, white is little bit better, but it's not such a big deal. Bishop e8, bishop d5, king. We bring the king to the center. Bishop f2, e7, rook d3. Yeah, white is just waiting actually. Slowly he's trying to build up his position. H6, this is a weird move actually by Fabiano. I think bishop f7, and still, it's not at all easy for white to break through क्योंकि एक तो एक ही pawn है, and also ये opposite file में. अगर same file में होते तो there will be less chance for black to attack this pawn. क्योंकि अगर let's say अगर ये pawn यहाँ की जगह यहाँ होता तो it's impossible to attack this pawn from the rook, let's say with 8 on 8 and try to come here. So bishop f7 was still okay, but after h6 you should just see how Khan managed to demolish black. Bishop e1, simple chess. Idea हमारा bishop e4 है. Bishop c6 check. And of course हमको bishop exchange नहीं करने. And the point is अभी rook d8 नहीं कर सकते because we have very cute tactics. Bishop f7, king से मारना forced है, and just rook d8. So game में rook e8 हुआ. Just simple a3. Now this is again a very nice construction here. बिशप पॉन को प्रोटेक्ट कर रहा है, पॉन बिशप को प्रोटेक्ट कर रहा है, और दोनों, और इनको कोई मार नहीं सकता. rook a7, king f2, bishop b7, bishop g8, f5, g5. Basically white will play on both the sides. अभी he'll try to create a passer here, और अगर if black doesn't do anything तो simply हमारा king तो एंटर कर ही रहा है. Black took here, अभी king g3, simply h4, bishop e6 of course we will not take, and again it's not easy to defend this pawn. Maybe bishop f7 should have been played, but it is, I mean, you're just delaying the inevitable. Eventually white is going to win this. It's just a matter of time. king f7 में actually problem ये है कि after rook d8 there is this rook f8 checkmate threat. So actually rook f8 is not a checkmate because there is this move. Probably he wants to play bishop g8 check and try to harass the king, because let's say I just pass, I don't know how to, let's say I make some random move, I go here, then there is this move, is to come here, and now bishop c3 is a mate in one because knight e5 you interpose and then I'll take. So this is my idea of rook gate. I mean white's idea. कि bishop g8 खेलना है. And the point is कि he cannot do this because there is bishop c3 check. अब king f7 को I guess again this king here, now bishop f6 checkmate. And if you take this, then again this is a checkmate. So it's actually completely lost. Fabiano just took here after bishop a3, rook a3, rook d6. Yeah, took this pawn as well, and now yeah, it's just a matter of time till Brackett resigns this. f4, king h2 takes, knight c5, king c6. Yeah, actually the point here is कि अगर इधर जाएगा तो maybe some tricks, you know, with f2 and stuff. You king से मार नहीं सकता because there is a 4. And king g2 जाना होगा, but still yeah, it is still winning. I mean वो trick भी इतनी अच्छी नहीं है, but okay, Jan just went for g6, g7 and queen, and here Fabi just resigned because again f2 go, we'll just come here, this is controlled, and there's no way to stop these pawns. So nice technical game by Jan, especially after the opening where he got surprised. He kept his composure, और उसके बाद yeah, it was Fabiano's turn to go wrong, and after that Nepo never gave him a chance. Now let's look at the next game. Actually, there are two games I want to show you from this match, which is between Nakamura and Carlsen, and it was such an topsy-turvy match. 4 games, all were won by white pieces. So सबसे पहले we'll look at the first game of their match. It was e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6, bishop a4, knight f6, castles, knight e4. Open Ryan Lopez. Usually Carlsen doesn't go for this, but yeah, it is probably he had some surprise here and he wanted to try it out. d4 Hilavi, which is the main line, b5, b3, d5. काफी serious theory है guys. So if you are a beginner or something, don't get too excited or too nervous with this kind of model. So bishop b3, d5, d5, bishop e6 क्योंकि pawn was attacked. So here d5 I'm attacking this pawn. इसको defend किया with this bishop. Knight d2. White basically ना open करना चाह रहा है position क्योंकि एक बार close हो गई position तो he has this nice construction और eventually black wants to do something like this. तो सारी pawns आती रहेगी, and if you don't open up the position ना, ये bishop is quite stupidly placed here. I mean if you cannot open up the position. Knight c5, c3, again creating a escape square for the bishop. Bishop e7, bishop c2, d4. This is actually the main line of the main lines. मतलब इसमें इतने गेम हुए हैं कि you will not even believe, like thousands and thousands of games happened here, or still it is one of the main lines, and people, all the big grandmasters plays this line. Knight b3, and here comes the first surprise from Magnus. He goes for dc3, which is not very common. I mean there are a few games with dc3, but it's not the most common move here. The most common move is something like d3, bishop c1, sorry, bishop b1, knight b3, ab3, bishop f5, and you protect this pawn. I mean, there are many games here, and the conclusion is yet to be, taken because people still are playing from both the sides. So, yeah, it is one of the main way of this position. So let's come back to the move which Carlsen played, was dc3. Again, in quite an unusual move. Knight c5, bishop c5, and Nakamura, of course, test with bishop e4, attacking this piece, and not at all easy to defend this. Magnus goes for queen d7, and now it simply takes this pawn. Now, what is the problem for black? I mean, why can't he castle? Probably castle go, we can simply play knight g5. This is what I am guessing. Because this is attacked. This bishop is hanging. all this pin is sort of quite nasty. So combining all this, I don't think it is easy for black to do something about it here. Also, there is another move. Castle ko na, maybe we can even take this and just play rook d1, attacking this bishop. Uh, but here black has this idea with rook d8, removing this pin and also defending this piece. And my earlier point was to just to take here, but here to take here, black has this back rank checkmate. So castle knight g5 would have been really nasty for black. Black goes for rook d8. Abhi now simply queen c2. The idea is the same. अगर आप castle करोगे तो I'll just take this pawn. So again preventing black from castling, and here probably Carlsen made the only mistake of the game, and after that Nakamura just crushed him. He went for knight d7, which is actually a bad move here. Instead bishop d5 was the only move. The point is after bishop g5 you simply take. We'll go knight d7. Any move like rook. First of all, rook d1 अब नहीं होता है क्योंकि I'll just show it. I'll just take and I'll have two rooks, which is completely fine. अगर rook d1 नहीं होता है तो this is actually main point of bishop d5 के ना queen को यहाँ से हटाना है. Queen को c2 से हटाना है so that rook d1 is not a threat anymore. So bishop g5 takes knight e7. Now there is one clever try for white, which is bishop e7. Bishop e7 is forced क्योंकि I mean king से मारोगे नहीं क्योंकि castle टूट जाएगी. Queen से मारोगे तो there is queen c6 check, and again this is hanging. So bishop से is forced, queen b7. अभी इसको भी बचाना easy नहीं है. So we'll just give it up. Castles, queen a6, rook a8, queen b7 is forced. This rook to b8, guys. And now queen e4, we just attack the queen again. Queen has to come back. And now by sacrificing one pawn, we have like big initiative. ये pawn weak है, rook a8 पे आ सकते हैं. Let's say rook d1, then simply queen c4. Any endgame is okay for us क्योंकि सब all white pawns are weak and we have very active pieces. This should have been played by Carlsen. Bishop d5 was a correct move. Probably it's forgotten or थोड़ा mix up हो जाता है कभी-कभी when you're playing lines for the first time. अभी knight e7 खेला black ने, and after that Nakamura just crushed him. Bishop g5, h6, rook d1, queen c8. अभी सब forced है क्योंकि queen को जगह ही नहीं है कहीं. Queen c8, bishop e7, again rook d1, king e7, क्योंकि bishop e7 को भी we have this check. तो castling तो टूटने वाली है ऐसे भी. King e7, simply knight d4. अभी knight c6 is a big threat. Rook e8. Now simply bishop f3. क्योंकि the point is rook e8 का क्या point था guys कि black को वापस जा रहे हैं, and bishop f3 का क्या point है कि अगर वापस जाएगा तो we have this queen h7 guys. तो black king is not safe anywhere. तो black goes g6 again. अब वो वापस जाना चाह रहा है, and g6 का plan है कि अभी queen h7 stop हो गया. It doesn't matter, we go queen d2. अभी again h5 वगैरह तो then dark squares get really weak and like so it's not preferable. So bishop d4 Carlsen took, and he thought okay थोड़े pieces exchange करने से he'll get some respite, but Nakamura had some other intentions. He goes for another brilliant move, which is d5, and you will see his point कि अभी ये मारेगा तो we have d6. Now the problem is usually this should work, yeah, and if you take then we take, okay, it's going to be, but Nakamura has this intermediate move, this d7, which forks these two pieces, and next move I'm going to take one of them and eventually I will win this piece. So after d6, king d7 he went, gf3. Of course you cannot take this, you cannot take on d6 because queen d6 is mate in 1. Rook e6 killer, rook c1, forcing black to commit with this pawn, c5. And now simply these two pawns are too strong combined with this weak king. White is completely winning. c4, check, rook d1, again d7 is threatened, queen d7 check. Simply white started picking up all the pawns, rook e5, and the final touch was queen e5. And the point is, you take now d7, and nobody can stop d8 queen. So very nice game actually by Nakamura. He never gave a chance to Carlsen, especially after the mistake right after the opening. He just played tremendous chess and yeah, managed to beat Carlsen, which again does not happen very often. Today it happened twice. So now the final game of the our recap video would be again this time Magnus against Hikaru, and Magnus won this game. And why it was again so special? First of all, the game quality was excellent by Magnus, and second of all, he had to win on demand. Why do I say that? Because he was trailing the match with 1-2, and if he doesn't win the match, he cannot tie the match and try the set. I mean, and yeah, basically, he had to win on demand, which itni easily you cannot do it. So Carlsen goes for e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4. Another Italian. Usually, I've seen in such scenarios where you have to win on demand. People tend to take ना slow approach. मतलब धीरे धीरे खेलते हैं, इतना डायरेक्ट चेस नहीं खेलते हैं, क्योंकि धीरे धीरे खेलने का एक अच्छा एडवांटेज रहता है कि इट विल बी ए लॉन्ग गेम. तो लॉन्ग गेम में तो जो ऑलरेडी पीछे चल रहा है इज नॉट ऑल नर्वस ना, क्योंकि एक और गेम हार जाएगा तो क्या हो जाएगा. बट यूजुअली लॉन्ग गेम में ना द पर्सन हु इज लीडिंग स्टार्ट्स गेटिंग नर्वस एंड नर्वस जितना गेम प्रोलॉन्ग होता जाता है. So this is a good ploy. Maybe you guys also can try it out sometimes. But of course, it's always good to be leader than the person chasing them. So castles, knight f6, d3, castles, h3. Again, there are many moves here. I'm not going to comment about the opening. h3, c3. There are many moves here. I would just say that. d5, ed5, knight d5. Abhi Carlsen went for a4, which is a quite a rare move. Usually, this position has been played at least 100 times, or even more than that. Or a4 has been played only 4 or 5 times, and including once Carlsen played against Karyakin. So Carlsen had some experience with it, and Nakamura had probably zero experience with it, uh, because the move he made was simply bad. After he played bishop e6 and after knight g5, white is just simply better. Just one move and white is better. The point is bishop to हटाना पड़ेगा. You cannot really allow this structure. Bishop f5 खेलेगा. Queen f3, attacking both the pieces. Uh, Nakamura went back. And now here Carlsen went for c3, which is completely fine, guys. But I have another option here, which is also looks quite attractive. Now simply bishop e3. The point is, first of all, you have to understand what does black want here. Black wants to play knight d4. Okay, this is the black's idea. Ideally, we would want to take here. Because if we take, we play g4 and we pick up the bishop on the next move and we are simply an exchanger. But it's up till knight d4. So basically, we want to stop knight d4. So either we play c3 or play bishop e3. More or less, the idea is the same. But bishop e3 is an additional idea, which is you're not only guarding the square, but you're also gaining a tempo, क्योंकि अब bishop को कहाँ हटोगे. अगर bishop कहीं और हटता है, मतलब if you remove the bishop somewhere, I can simply do this, right? And white is simply winning probably. There is a move e4, but I can just take here, knight e5, queen g2, and yeah, all the pawns will roll pretty quickly. Bishop e3 ko, there is bishop e3. I mean, if bishop e3 ko simply f e3, and now you see this pawn is not looking very safe. This pawn is feeling vulnerable because अब सब तो खुल गया यहाँ पे, and this looks like a big attack for white. So personally, bishop e3, I feel, uh, I would have played bishop e3, but having said that, c3 is also completely fine. c3, h6. Now, I didn't understand why Carlsen didn't take this. I mean, he had all the time, the game had just begun. It looks really nice because just take here, d4. Bishop has to go here, because if you go here, bishop is trapped. So bishop has to go to d6. Now simply b5. The point is, अगर आप knight इधर जाते हो, you just take and play g4. And again, we pick up the bishop, we are simply an exchanger. But here b5 for e4 is the move. And now we simply take here, knight e5, bishop f7, king f7. And now simply queen e2. So let's try to make some sort of conclusion here. First of all, who is better and why? Materially, we have what, rook and 2 pawns against two pieces. So which is where we are doing quite well. We have all the center pawns like f4, e5 is coming next. Plus, black's king is quite weak. So this would have been like clear disaster for black had Carlsen gone here. He went for more positional approach knight e4, which was a bit surprising because knight f7 was asking to be played. So knight e4, bishop d6, d4 a6, knight d2, king h8. A very interesting point, guys. This game I was watching live, and for a moment I didn't really understand कि ना white से कैसे खेलना, because king h8 का simple plan है कि ना ये bishop पीछे हटेगा, f5 करेगा and you start gaining some space on the king side. और for white it is not at all easy कि करना क्या है. d5 हम करेंगे तो knight a5 आ जाएगा, फिर bishop को problem है. तो Carlsen actually found a very nice solution. Just goes for bishop a3. Very simple. The point is bishop g6 takes and now I'm going to play b5. अब ना knight को इतना square नहीं है. All this activity doesn't lead anywhere. First of all, knight को क्या करोगे? Knight comes here, I go bishop b4. फिर से थोड़ा knight को problem है. I mean, white is simply threatening this and then capturing here. So after bishop b4, ab5, ab5, b6 is forced almost. And now simply bishop d5. Now look at this knight, guys. I mean, this knight is being completely dominated by this bishop. Look, c8 was played, c4, f5, and now bishop e6 to b8. This part of the game Carlsen played really well. Now bishop a5, because as they say, as one bishop said, it doesn't matter what is left from the board. What matters is what remains. So he gives up a beautiful bishop on b4 and takes this, sort of strange knight on the rim because it's not really doing anything. Bishop a5, ba5, and now d4. This is the key move. Simply we want to, come here, take this pawn. Also, this pawn doesn't really matter because we are anyway going to play knight b3 and pick up one of the pawns. Nakamura finds important, quite a decent resource. इतना आसान नहीं होता जब ना when you are facing Carlsen and is playing such a beautiful chess to still find resources. But Nakamura is one of the most resourceful player ever, at least in this generation. Rook f6, d5, bishop f7, takes, knight b3, rook a8 as this pawn was attacked. c5, probably the only inaccuracy from Carlsen in this game. Ideally, rook a4, you just double here and you simply pick up the pawn. I don't really see where is black's counterplay here. Like black's counterplay will always be very slow क्योंकि ये knight नहीं आ रहा, queen नहीं आ रहा, rook इधर exchange हो जाएगा एक, rook on f7 is literally not doing anything. So c5 actually is an inaccuracy just because in the terms of computer. क्योंकि objectively the move computer says here it's not possible to play over the move. The move is simply rook b8. You just ignore everything. So 3 pawn white ने यहाँ लगा रखी है 5th rank and you're ignoring everything. So rook b8, the point is simply he wants to take here and it's not at all easy to protect this. क्योंकि अभी ये मारोगे तो just dc5 and next move I'm going to take this. One thing I almost forgot to tell you guys, यहाँ पर c5 के बाद point is you cannot take here because I have this. And again knight को square नहीं है. This is threatened. I mean you cannot take this because queen a8 is hanging. And yeah, it's just going to be game over very soon. So that's why dc5 is not possible. Naka went for a4, but now simply c6. This is an important move because ab3 ko we simply play. I think we can simply play c7 as well. There are many moves, to be honest. You can also just take and play queen b3 and just run with the pawns. These pawns are too strong. So Naka went for queen b6. Simply now queen d3, protecting everything. Rook b8, actually this is a blunder, but okay, the position is very hard to play. Next move probably I'm going to play queen c4 and see this pawn, or even 92 knight c4, try to kick this queen. After rook b8, rook a4. The point is, what Nakamura blundered probably कि queen b5 को c7 is there. क्योंकि अभी rook हिलाना पड़ेगा and there is no square for it. Or if you take the queen, we take the rook and the queen, and we're simply a rook up. So probably this is what Hikaru blundered here. And he went knight g6, but it doesn't matter. He just cast knight rook b4. He was waiting for knight f4 to happen, because after knight f4, white has this very nice positional sacrifice. After rook f4, e4, knight d4. So we basically have an exchange now, but we have these two monster pawns supported by another pawn on d5. f3 was played, rook c1, rook a7, simply knight e6, rook a2, and queen d4. And yeah, Hikaru just resigned, because not only we are threatening to change queens, but we are also threatening mate. So black cannot prevent everything. So overall, very nice games and very instructive games where there were not many mistakes. I mean, you obviously need some mistakes from your opponent to win the game, but there were not many in all these games. So that's what I really liked about today's game, the knockout phase. So I just update you result of today. Uh, Nepo versus Caruana was a draw. Carlsen and Hikaru was also a draw, but Radjabov managed to beat. Radjabov is leading 1-0 against Anish, and so Wesley is also leading 1-0 against Vashia. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked it. I'll see you guys tomorrow again. Bye bye.